hit the record button. We haven't started, but now, so I'm just going to introduce myself and kind of pretend like I'm starting over. My name is Kelly Frazier. I'm an author, speaker, and a coach, and I help people who have gone through divorce situations in their previous life, and they pull forward into a prospective marriage, or they've been married for a little while, and I help bring those relationships together through an emotionally connected way. That's what I do as an entrepreneur. But this particular blab is actually about introverted entrepreneurs, because that's me. And I shouldn't say that's me, because I'm still taking on that title. And what I want to share is that I'm working very hard to get over the introversion, because it's a very important thing to move past, because it helps give you the motivation, the confidence that you need to, do the things that you need to do as an entrepreneur. So I had actually just talked about the difference between an introvert and an extrovert. The extrovert obviously is the person who gets a lot of excitement and enjoyment out of being in crowds, and a lot of people really brings a lot of energy to them. Whereas the introvert is just the opposite. A lot of crowds and a lot of people just drains the energy from that person. So introversion is not about being shy. Being shy is more about social rejection, and that is not what this is about. Introversion as an entrepreneur is more about not really wanting to perform. And I had shared a story that my siblings and I were always touted by my parents as this band or this group that would go and play for whatever bicentennial performances or all kinds of different performances. But I was the only one out of all six of the kids that could not stand to perform. Even to this day, I struggle with performance. I am a much better writer. A lot of people say I'm a gifted writer, but I am that way because I'm not a great speaker. I don't have it within me to stand on a stage and talk to hundreds and thousands of people. Could I do it? Yes, I can. Would I do it? Yes, I have. Do I want to do it? If you asked me my preference, the answer would probably be no. It's just not in me. It's not who I am. There are people who are extroverted who are stars. My husband is a star. My girlfriends are stars. That's just not somebody that I've ever been, and doesn't mean that I wouldn't want to be that. There's a part of me, little part, that would like to be extroverted. But I love who I am. I love being the way that I am. I want to talk about how introverted entrepreneurs several years ago really kind of would take a bad rap. It would be, in fact, I remember hearing that if you're a person who is introverted or humble, don't even bother getting into business because it's just not going to work. And that came actually, I won't say who said it, but it was a very high level entrepreneur that everybody knows nowadays. And I was shocked when he said it, because I didn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? And then I would ask, several other entrepreneurs and the associates that I had, is this really true? And they'd be like, no, who said that? But I had to learn that just because a high-level extroverted entrepreneur knows how to make the millions of dollars and does it with their kind of personality doesn't mean that your kind of personality can't do the same exact thing as what they did. You just have to figure out what is going to stimulate you in the right way. So let me talk about that for just a minute. The stimulation that I got from this extroverted leader, Alex Mendosian, that I was telling you about, it drained me every single time I was done on those calls. My classmates would be like, oh, I was so excited. I stayed awake. I just couldn't get to sleep. And I was like, I am so exhausted. I can't even go another step. So that's the difference too in your energy level between the extrovert and the introvert. You guys, I would love it if somebody would just drop in here and, jump into the seat, because I know we've got some viewers, but I would love it if somebody would just pop in here and have the conversation instead of me just talking to myself. As an introvert, that's not good. So where was I? I was talking about, just being drained as far as the energy level goes. So the one thing that I learned, and here's another tip, you've got to put yourself in the zone that is going to help you with the right stimulation. So I went from an extremely high energy, highly extroverted teaching style to one that was definitely more like me, more introverted, was a writer, gifted writer. He has done so many exceptional things in the world and written so many books. Wrecked is one of his books. The Art of, The Art of Work, I think, is another one of his books, probably the most recent one. His name is Jeff Goins, and he is a fabulous author and teacher, and now he is one of my mentors, which he is more, shall I say, my speed. He grew up the similar background, so it really makes a difference, how you grow up and how your personality is encouraged and directed as a youngster growing up. So here's another tip. Well, let me just kind of review really quickly. I was telling you that you need to be able to listen more and talk less as an introverted entrepreneur. And that's just something that comes natural to most introverted entrepreneurs. And that's a great thing. That is not a downside to your personality whatsoever. It's a great thing. So just keep that in mind. Being able to put yourself in the zone of really perfect type of stimulation. So for me, Jeff Goins is the perfect kind of stimulation. He is a great teacher for me. Max Simon, he was another one. The only difference there is the belief in faith. But, I tell you, if you can find somebody that you can know, like, and trust, you're going to learn so much from them as an introverted entrepreneur who can come out of the introversion and do the things that you need to do, which is what I'm really hoping that you'll be able to do after listening to this. So introverted entrepreneurs actually could use an extroverted partner. Now, I don't know about you, but I know through my own work, I've been doing this as an entrepreneur for 8 years now, having a partner who is the complete opposite in personality to you is extremely beneficial. If you can work with someone who is an extrovert, someone who may be great at sales or great at marketing or great at social media, usually extroverts are social media marketers because they're great at it, right? But if you can find somebody who is opposite of your personality to partner with, that would make a great partnership. Let's see, what else was I going to share with you? Adam Grant, he did a groundbreaking research on leadership. And what he discovered was that as a leader, if you have a company, you are someone, if you're an introverted manager, for instance, you are someone who the employees are really going to value and come to because you're someone that they know is going to listen to them. You're someone they know they're going to feel supported by, and therefore the company tends to thrive. So introverted entrepreneurs make great leaders, and that's a great thing to know, right? All right, so the next one, schedule meetings around one-on-ones, not on crowds. Yeah. As a speaker, when I'm done speaking, I come off a stage and I am typically surrounded by hordes of people who want to ask questions. And all I'm hearing inside of myself is, just connect with me one-on-one. Here's my business card, just call me and we'll talk one-on-one, because my energy gets drained, right? If I have to take a break and then get back up on the stage and start talking again, I don't want to be completely drained. So sometimes I don't even go down during a break. I will just sneak out the back because I know what I'm capable of and I know what I'm not capable of. And I'm not capable of continuing on and speaking if someone has completely drained me. Doing things like this with Blab as an entrepreneur is fabulous. I love to have people in the seats with me so that we can converse, and that is like a one-on-one conversation, and it makes Blabs fantastic to do that. So I really hope that, that is a great tip for you too. So here's a great one. You got to recharge. Remember I was saying once I'm done speaking, if I go down during the break and I've got a horde of people around me who are talking, asking me all kinds of questions, it's going to drain me. So what I do is I will go someplace, and this is embarrassing, but sometimes I just go into the bathroom if I have to just get some quiet time so that I can re-energize and get myself grounded or centered again. I don't want to feel drained going back on a stage or going back into, a book signing or anything like that, feeling just like I just can't do it, right? Hey, is it Christian? Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Let me make sure. Yeah, Christian, if you want to jump in here, the seat is open, and I'd be more than happy to hear your take on introverted entrepreneurship. So I'm just going to keep going. So recharge, you've got to take time to recharge as an introverted entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship can be extremely uplifting and extremely amazing, but you've got to know who you are. If you try to jump into a situation where you're not being yourself, you're trying to act like an extroverted entrepreneur, something's going to crash and it's not going to take very long. And I don't want to see that happen to you. So one of the reasons why I wanted to have this on here, one, because just about every blab that I have been on for the last 3 weeks, somebody is mentioning, well, I'm an introverted entrepreneur, or I have so many things about introversion come up in me. And I don't know. I mean, over and over and over again, I keep hearing about people who are introverted. Maybe Blab is attracting all the introverted people. I don't know. But here's the thing about this. This is such a gift, because when one person comes in here, it is a one-on-one conversation. And as an introvert, one-on-one conversations are fabulous, right? Or maybe one on a group of people. And if you're a person who maybe does workshops or small groups, then you know that can really jazz you, right? It can really make you feel uplifted. That is definitely something that you can do as an entrepreneur. And if you sell a product, I think honestly, people in sales as an introverted person can make a great salesperson, but they have to admit that they are introverted. They are not going to go up and just pound on the door or make that phone call really quick, but you can muster the courage inside to just make the phone calls. And a lot of people who are introverted make great salespeople because they listen, because they know how to support people, and they're not going to high pressure somebody. And a lot of people know, like, and trust introverted people for that reason. They don't feel pressured, right? So I think it's a great thing if you're a salesperson. I don't know if anybody here, well, still we only have one person. Christian, I'm so glad you're here. Actually, those are really all the things that I wanted to share with you here. And since we only have 5 people, I really don't have much else to say. I would love to have some Q&A time with you, though. If you guys have any questions, feel free to write it in the chat. Feel free to subscribe to my blabs. Most of the time, I'm doing blabs on marriage, but this particular one I wanted to do for entrepreneurs who are introverted, like me, and like so many other people on Blab. But it's much easier to talk when you have someone to talk to. So anyhow, guys, well, if you've got no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. Thank you so much for listening. Check me out. Dayoflove.org is my my marriage site. And then kellyfrazier.com. You're welcome to connect with me there, or just look me up on Facebook. I'm always there. Oh, wait a second. Got a question. Hold on. What is the difference between being introverted and not feeling confident because you are not fluent or English? Ooh, that is a great question. So what is the difference between being introverted and not feeling confident? You know, it's interesting because when I was younger, I remember actually, I want to see if I can put this up here. Yeah. I remember having people say to me, you lack confidence. You really need to have more confidence. And inside, and this is during my music performances, days when, I would play for people. I play guitar and sing. And I never really felt like I lacked confidence in that particular thing. What I really believed is that I just didn't have the same personality that my 5 siblings did. So they had this expectation that I was just going to get up there and perform, okay? Introverted people are those who don't necessarily like to perform. I'm one of those. I don't like to perform, but speaking is performance. Playing music is performance. Anything that you're going to do in front of people is typically a performance, right? Well, the difference between being introverted and having confidence is if you know what you're going to say before you say it, like today, right? I came on here knowing what I was going to say. I'm confident in what I'm going to say, but as you can see, I'm breaking out in these little red blotches because I get nervous when it comes to having to talk to crowds of people. And it's something that I've had to accept. And kind of like you, if you have difficulties understanding or speaking English, you may end up breaking out in little red blotches, but it's something really to just accept, but because that's who you are. I mean, you're in a learning process. Here's something that could help you too. I was just telling my sister-in-law, she just started a new job. And she said, you know, I'm really having a tough time because whenever I go to my job, I feel like I'm supposed to know what I'm doing. And she just started the job. So I said to her, okay, look, you can go into your job every single day saying, I am a student and I'm here to learn. Or you can go into your job by saying, I'm supposed to know everything that they're telling me, and I'm supposed to do this job because that's what I'm getting paid for. And you can put that pressure on yourself, and that's an unhealthy way to think. Because if you do decide that you go in there as a student and that you're learning, then that is one way that you're not only accepting yourself, but you're also putting forth more confidence to the people that are there around you. So yes, I may get these little red blotches. I accept it. That's just who I am. I don't like pointing them out, and I never would, other than, you know, what we're talking about here today. I love the question though, because I think a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people have that same question about, okay, what's the difference? I did. So I really appreciate you pointing that question out because I think it's powerful. So we just had someone else join us, which is awesome. Dakota. Yeah, we're just answering questions here today about introversion and entrepreneurship. Can you guys tell me what it is that you do? Excellent. Thank you. I'm really glad that that helped you, Christian. I appreciate that. So tell me what it is that you do. If you are entrepreneurs, what type of business do you have? You can just drop that in the chat for me. That would be great. And don't worry, I'm not going to go, you know, looking up websites or anything unless you ask me to. Let's see. A cinematographer. Nice. That brings up a great point for the people who, like me, and probably like you if you're listening to this, if you are an introverted person, more than likely you've come up through life supporting other people. Okay, so a cinematographer, I think that is a support person in a way, unless you are a producer who actually does have to do a lot of extroverted type of activities. But as a cinematographer, I would think that that is a great support position, and you end up giving people the results that they're looking for, which is a fabulous service to give to people. So I love the fact that you know that this is a position. Well, I don't want to make an assumption here. Do you know that that is a position where you feel most comfortable? Extroverted people are like the stars. They love to perform. They love to have that shining light. They love to be the center of attention. Introverted people, especially ones that break out in red blotches like this, they don't like that. They like to, you know, be the support person and be there to share. This is what I do. Let me just show you. This is what I do. Okay, I write books. That's who I am. That's what I do. And I love writing books. And I love creating things that people can use. I love doing blabs, but not when there's nobody here and not when I don't have participation. That's why I get these little red blotches. I'm like, come on, people, right? So does anybody else have any other questions? I think, okay. I have to buy your book. That's very kind of you. I'm not sure which one it is that you want. I have 8 books actually, to be real. I love the fact that, you know, we can, oh, you know what? The best book for you, Christian, would be Let the Real You Show Up. That is one that I have not published yet. It is on the kellyfraser.com site. So if you go to the kellyfraser.com site, you can get it for free. It just means you have to log in to get that. And it's an ebook right now, but it is definitely going to have to be published because it's a very good book. And it does help with the exact topic that we're talking about right now. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. That is the one I'm talking about. Okay, have you read that one already? Did you log in? I didn't know if or how you knew about that book. That's why I was asking. So anyhow, well guys, it's almost at the top of the hour here, and so I am, unless you have any other questions, I am going to go ahead and hop off. And, oh, okay, so you're in the website. Very good. Well, I appreciate that. Guys, I think I'm gonna try and do the Introverted Entrepreneurship Q&A time once a week. And I would think maybe Wednesdays at 3 o'clock is probably a decent time. And maybe more people will join us next time. All right, guys, have an incredible day. I am super, super glad to know you. Make sure that you connect with me or subscribe to this, and that way you'll know when the next Introverted Entrepreneurship Q&A takes place, okay? Have an awesome, awesome day today.